guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell, this is a bridal makeup tutorial. Say hello to Nicole. This is Nicole's wedding, and I thought that I would go ahead and record this video for you guys because it's something different and new, and I just feel like it's very fun to watch. So if your wedding's coming up, you guys can have a sense of what products to use and what not to use. So anyway, as you saw there, I went ahead and primed Nicole's face with the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Blur and Redness Control, so I went ahead and added that to her face. And then next thing I did here is I actually went ahead and did her eyebrows. I feel like I like to do the eyebrows and eyes before I actually start the foundation, so that way if you get any fallout or anything, you can go ahead and wipe away the mistakes without actually ruining your foundation. So I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in Auburn to fill Nicole's brows and brush them out. To set the eyebrows, I use the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, which does a pretty good job. It just sets those brows in place, because if you're a bride and you're going to be hugging people and walking around and taking photos, you really don't want anything to get out of place. You just want everything to stay in place. For the eyeshadow, I went ahead and went with the color Brule from MAC just to set the eyelid and for it to be kind of our base for the other eyeshadows, because then the other eyeshadows that you keep on adding on will just blend in better and be kind of like that foundation for the other eyeshadows, like I said before. Anyway, I went ahead and then went in with the color Bamboo from MAC as well and added this on to the crease. And when you're doing bridal makeup, you just want it to be like transition from a lighter color to a darker color. You don't want to go in with a darker color first. So that's what I went in with here as well. Then somebody interrupted us. I think this was the lady that did Nicole's hair and asked to pray for her. So this was really sweet. We just made a little prayer for Nicole just to bless her upcoming life and her future with Mike. The next shade that we used for Nicole, I went in with Soft Brown from MAC. This is a little bit darker of a brown, but still light, not too intense, because I really wanted those colors to blend in together for it not to be harsh at first. So that's the color that I applied here that you guys see. The next darker brown shade I went in with is Saddle. This is the last kind of darker brown shade that I went ahead and added to the crease and then dragged down to like the outer corner of her eye. Then for that, the rest of the lid area, I went in with the Chocolate Bar Semi-Sweet palette in the color Puddin'. Now this is like a brownish gray, but it has a little bit of purple. I really like this for the whole lid. It just kind of tied that brownish, smoky kind of look. So I thought this color really went with the other eyeshadows. It just all blended in really nicely. I really like how it turned out. And then I went ahead and took the shade Coconut Cream from the same palette and added this to Nicole's brow bone. This just gonna gave her a little bit of highlight and then blended in the other eyeshadows a little bit better together, just so there wasn't any harsh lines or anything like that. And then I took Kat Von D's Black Tattoo eyeliner. You guys can't see too much of it because I needed to get really, really close, so I couldn't really record it too well. Sorry about that. And then I went ahead and used a clean, just kind of like a face wipe to go ahead and wipe off any fallout from the eyeshadow and then clean up the eyeliner a bit as well. Then for the lid, I added some sparkles. Now these sparkles are actually from, what's the name? Dior? No, these were from Chanel, and they kind of had like a little bit of a purpley brownish kind of tone to it. Really, really nice. I just got a sample of the color. Sorry, if I find out the name, I'll definitely put it in the description box below. And then to clean up her eyeliner a little bit more, I used a concealer and a little bit tiny brush. The mascara here that I'm using is actually what Nicole got to put on her eyelash extensions, because she did eyelash extensions before the wedding. So it's like an all organic one that wouldn't ruin her eyelashes. And then I also added black eyeliner to the top waterline, and I made sure I used the Too Faced Perfect Eye waterproof eyeliner, because just in case she was going to get teary-eyed or was going to cry during the wedding, you don't want a mess. So definitely use a waterproof eyeliner if you can. And then I went ahead and started to do her face and matched her color, and I used the NARS Sheer Glow foundation and used a red tone in 330 and then a yellow base. I'm not sure the name or the number of it, but if I do find out, I'll definitely put it in the description box below for you guys. And then to blend this all out, I used a damp beauty blender, just because a damp beauty blender just gives a flawless look, and that's kind of what I was looking for, or what I like to use when I'm doing weddings and doing a bride's makeup. You definitely want that flawless, gorgeous look to your face. And I made sure to use a red undertone and a yellow undertone when using foundation for Nicole, because she was fake tanning, or she went fake tanning before the wedding, and she has red hair, red orangey hair, and you don't want, or I didn't want to make her look more pink or more red, so I definitely mixed those colors and thought that it worked out really, really well. Then for concealer, I went and used the Naked Skin from Urban Decay in the color Medium Light, and I added this under the eye area, and then just like on her nose, around her lip area, just kind of where she would get redness. Now this is a little bit of a darker color, or it matched her skin tone a little bit more. I didn't go straight with the lighter color. I will later on. And then I used a smaller beauty blender and went ahead and blended this all out. And it's really nice and convenient to use a smaller one just to get under those little like spaces under the eye and everything, just to make it more comfortable for the bride as well. And then for the lighter concealer, I used the Maybelline Fit Me in the fair one. This is going to highlight the face a little bit more, so that's why you want to use a lighter color. I also apply this on her forehead, down her nose, around her nose, a little bit on her lip, and then chin as well. And I just quickly want to mention, while you guys watch this being blended out, that I use a combination of high-end makeup and then lower-end makeup, like just from the drugstore, because I feel like there are some products that are cheaper, but they are so good and do such a great job than something high-end would. Like, some people say that go ahead and use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, but honestly, in my opinion, the NARS Creamy Concealer is just, it gets too drying and then it could look cakey on the face. So it just depends on what type of products are going to give the best result. High-end isn't necessarily always the best choice when you're doing bridal makeup, so I just wanted to go ahead and mention that for you guys. And then to set all this, I went ahead and used the Fit Me Maybelline powder in number 110. And then also to set the rest of her face, I used the MAC Studio Fix powder, and I used the shade C4. Moving on to contour, I went ahead and contoured with Benefit Hoola Bronzer. This is just such a great, or it has such a great undertone for actually sculpting out the face. So I started out with this. I definitely went light-handed and then built on the color. So I did Hoola first on both sides, as you can see here. Then I went ahead and also applied on top of that the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil in light medium matte bronzer as well to build up the color. This is a little bit of a brown color. It's more of like a bronzing color than an actually like sculpting out the cheeks. So I went ahead and added this as well. And then the final bronzer that I used was the Physician Formula Mineralized Wear Airbrushing Bronzer in Light Bronzer. This is a little bit more, a tiny bit orangier, and it has a little bit of a glow. I don't know, I really like this as well, so I went ahead and added this on top of the cheeks too. And then to finish off this look, I added a... oh my gosh, I added a blush, and I added the Urban Decay Afterglow in Fetish. This is an 8-hour powder blush, which is perfect for a wedding because you definitely, I feel like blush is always the first thing to go, so I definitely used one that would last her throughout the whole night. And then to finish off the cheeks, I went ahead and blended it out a little bit more just with a clean brush, just to make sure that everything kind of blended in better together because I did want that flawless, gorgeous look for Nicole. And then for highlight, I used the MAC highlighter in, oh my gosh, the color is the Soft and Gentle. There you go. And I use this with a damp beauty blender because I feel like I didn't want the highlighter to be just sitting on her, on the top of her cheeks, but I wanted it to be blended into her skin as if she was glowing within instead of just being really, really highlighted because I didn't want to give her that type of look. So I think using a beauty blender to actually kind of push it into your skin just gives you a totally beautiful look, just makes it look so flawless. And I added this on top of her nose as well, and then on her Cupid's bow and her chin a little bit. Alright, then for the bottom waterline, I went ahead and used the MAC in Costa Riche Eye Kohl. This is just such a beautiful brown that complemented the other eyeshadows. So I really like this color and added this to her lower lash line. I thought it really brought out her green eyes, as you guys can see there as well. And then for the lower lash line for mascara, I used the MAC Extended Play Lash. Now, I'm actually not sure if this is waterproof. I think it is waterproof though, because somebody told me, or my sister-in-law actually mentioned to me after the wedding that she was crying a lot and her makeup didn't smudge, so I'm guessing it was waterproof. And the lip products that you guys see here, I think the lip liner was from NARS, and I'm not sure about the lipstick, and this is because Nicole actually brought these lip products with her herself. But if I do find out the exact colors, I will link it in the description box below, or actually give you guys the exact colors and the shades that I used. So sorry about that, guys. I totally forgot to add her inner corner highlight, but I used the Makeup Forever Professional Paris palette in the shade ME512 and added that to her inner corner and her brow bone as well. And this basically completes the final look. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!